Welcome, everybody. This is the Austin Adobe User Group meeting on Thursday night at 6 p.m. Everybody's welcome for free. Recordings will be put up on our website, austinadobeusergroup.com. And tonight we're going to have part 5 of the marvelous series that our co-manager Cornelius Chopin is presenting on, help me,
Adobe Illustrator.
Thank you, Adobe Illustrator. I just had some major surgery and the brain's not all functioning.
I didn't even have surgery and I have that same issue.
Okay. We are going to be showing, there are so many new features in Illustrator that Cornelius, I thought this was going to be the last in the series, but there will probably be several more. And our co-manager, John Merrifield, is also saying that Premiere Pro is also loaded with new features. So I expect that we will be keeping you busy for months to come. Please join us. I will be putting in the chat room how to sign up for the raffle that we have. We just got 2 winners of the people who won the Creative Cloud for a year, and they were longtime members who come regularly, and we'd be happy to have you win. So join us in future meetings. Cornelius, do you want to take over?
Yep. Let me share my screen.
Okay.
Let's see. Window, Adobe, share. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So, well, let me move this over to the other side. Oops. Got 2 monitors, so I'm kind of. Can y'all still see that Adobe Illustrator screen?
Yes, we can.
Yep.
Okay, great. And I have that you guys on another monitor. So anyway, what Adobe Illustrator that just added some additional features as usual to Adobe Illustrator 2026. I've been doing 2024, 2025, now it's 2026. And every time I go into Adobe Illustrator, they add new stuff. Okay. So one of the things that they've added, let me just do a new, just to show you. Actually, let me cancel out of this, close out of this, and I'm going to do. Oh, okay, I know what I want to do. I want to click on this little, what they call explore what's new and tips for using Illustrator. So this is a little new thing that they've added to call a turntable. And this is what I did 2 months ago, but they've enhanced this where not only is it better, but you can output to GIF file or GIF file, depending upon what part of the country you're from. And you can do a sprite sheet. We'll look at that next month. And you can also change the elevation. Notice right here, you got these arrow keys, right? These arrows, right? You can animate this thing up and down, not just around, but up and down.
You
so
mean
they've
it
added a
turns in
lot.
3 dimensions?
3-dimension, yes.
Wow.
So they've added a lot new features, but I wanted to save that for next week because I didn't want to rush that because they're just getting started
Next month, we meet on the second Thursday.
Yeah. Because they've added so many new features to this. Tonight, we're going to be covering the topic of artboard. Now, there's a lot of features that we're going to be covering next month. So let me just give you a sneak preview, if you will, of what's to come. So what's new in Adobe Illustrator Desktop? So when you create vector from a prompt, right, you can. It used to be you could use Firefox, right? Or Firefly, I think what it's called. And that's their engine, the Adobe engine, Firefly, right? Well, you could use partners model. So you got, are you familiar with Gemini, Nano Banana? Does that ring a bell?
Yeah.
No, not at all.
All of those are just AI engines that create pictures from prompts.
Ah.
Okay. So they're basically partners, hence the term partners, with other companies to create models. So you can select the company, Gemini, which I think is Google, and Nana Banana. So you have all of these companies that you can partner with to create the artwork that you want to need within Adobe Illustrator. Font browsers overview. There's a lot of enhancements on browsers. On font preview, rather, you preview the font. You can save the font. You can create font libraries, different things like that. We're going to look at that next week. Color enhancement. We'll look at the eyedropper tool. There's some enhancement to the eyedropper tools. Gradients. We'll look at that. Snapping modernization. You can snap to the tangent of a circle. We'll look at some examples of that next month. Today, we're going to be talking about artboard. Now, there's a boatload, and you know that's a technical term, of stuff that they've changed on artboard. I've never really used artboard, but this kind of gives me an incentive to want to use artboard. And we'll look at a lot of examples of what you can do with artboard. And then there's some under the hood enhancement performance for the desktop. And then we also will look at next week the 2D, the 3D, and all of the fun stuff, additional features that they've added to this turntable effect. So we're going to look at a lot of that next week. Today, we're going to look at the artboard, okay, this right here. So with that in mind, I'm going to cancel out of this, and I'm going to go to the home page, and I'm going to click on New. Now, when you click on New, what they've done is they've categorized these in various type of scenes or whatever you want to call them. So you got recent things that you've recently done. You got save. I just worked on this today, this template. Mobile, if you do mobile work. And each one of these have templates associated with them. So this is mobile. Click on web. You get, your predefined web dimensions. And then you got templates for that. You got print, predefined
Cornelius,
layouts.
whatever you're doing, we are not seeing the words that you're speaking.
Yeah, we're just looking at the Welcome to Illustrator page. We see the mouse moving, but it's not.
What are you guys not seeing?
Whatever it was you were just showing, and you were using different terms, like you were selecting different things.
Can you guys see my mouse moving across the top?
We see the mouse movement, but not what it's clicking on.
Oh, I hadn't clicked on anything. I was clicking on each one of these up at the top.
No, but whatever these things are, we are not seeing.
I don't see things up at the top.
Oh, you don't? Why
Nope.
is that? I guess it's not showing this dialog box for some reason. That's interesting.
Do you think opening and closing the dialog box
Well,
might
let me
help?
try it. So if I close it, and then I'm gonna open it back up. Tell me, okay, so what
We're
do y'all
seeing
see
you
right
click
now?
on new file.
Okay, I'm clicking on new file. Do you see that dialog box that popped up?
Nope.
Yeah, it just says welcome to Illustrator, Cornelius.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I have a dialog box that's on top there. Let me see. Let me minimize. That's interesting. Close. Well, maybe I won't be able to show that to you. I'm gonna just open up a file, and I don't know why it's not showing the dialog box in. I'm gonna just open up a file based off of a template.
I'm even wondering if you should just close and reopen the program.
Say that again.
Things not working right.
Let me get out Illustrator and get back in.
I'm wondering if you should just close Illustrator and restart it.
Yeah, let me see if it starts back up.
The Emperor's New Clothes.
Okay. Can you guys see Illustrator?
We see the Illustrator same as before.
Okay. Can you see me clicking on new file?
Yes.
Do you see that dialog box open?
No.
That's interesting.
Could it be on your other monitor or?
No, it's on the same monitor that.
I think it's just because it's on your splash page. So like the Mac output isn't treating it as part of
Yeah, it's just not pulling it up. And let me just select a template and open it up.
Yeah, and it'll be fine with you. I bet you.
I'm wondering if you could take a screenshot of it and show us that.
It's not that important. I don't want to waste that much time on it. Can you guys see this dialog box?
Yes, we see back in stock and two objects.
Okay, but do you see a missing font dialog box?
Nope.
Gosh. Okay, well, I'm gonna just close that, and I'm gonna do a skip on that. Can you see these two
We see two layouts that say
Artworks.
back in stock.
Yeah.
Get yours now.
Okay, so well, we'll work from there.
Okay.
I don't know why the dialog box is not showing. That's interesting.
When you say download box, what does it do?
Dialog box.
Oh, dialogue.
Yeah,
Could,
I don't know why
is
they're not
there a
showing.
window that you could, a menu choice for a window that you could click or something?
And I might be able to see what I can do to do that, but I don't know. I'm not sure why it's not
And then
working.
down at the bottom, it says generative expand. Could that be the dialog box?
No,
Add
that's something
tab page.
different.
Okay. And off on the right, we see stroke, just the stroke with some layers and art. Oh, we see artboards on the far right.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll just kind of go with what we have. Let me know if I open up a dialog box if you don't see it. So first of all, we have these two artboards. Can you guys see these two artboards?
Yes.
Okay, so let me zoom out to show you that this thing is this was based off of a template that I selected from that dialog box that you didn't see. But let me zoom. Let me zoom out to show you that template, those two artboard is on a big canvas. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
Okay,
We see
so
a
you can
dark
see,
gray square that you're now zooming in on.
right. So you can see that artboard is on a big canvas. These two
Mhm.
artboards are on a big canvas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this systematically based upon different ways of doing it. So these are two artboards, and I got a little cheat sheet over on the other monitor. So first of all, let's talk about what can you do on the canvas itself. Okay, so the first thing you can do, which you couldn't do in the past that I can recall, is change the artboard name just by double clicking on it. Okay, so you could just double click to select it, and I'm gonna call this corn chop. That's what they call me, right? Now, when I hit the enter key or the tab key, notice it gave it that name of corn chop.
Mhm.
Could call it corn chop artboard, but it also kept the number. Okay, let's do this one. We're gonna double click on this one, and let's call this Cornelius. Let me do it right.
And I see the icon is in the bottom on the right-hand column of the tools panel.
What do you see again?
What you chose for the canvas is near the bottom of the right column of the tools panel on the left.
Okay, okay. So I'm gonna say Cornelius artboard.
Mhm.
Can you guys see me typing that?
Yes, we do.
Now, when I hit the enter key or the tab key to commit it, notice it renamed that too. So I got 01 corn chop, 02 Cornelius artboard.
Mhm.
So that's easy. That's
Mhm.
easier than what it used to be in the back. In the old days, you had to go to the artboard panel and you had to kind of do it there. You can literally do it on the stage now. Okay, real easy to change the artboard name. Now, if you want to create an artboard, now look how easy this became. Let me move this up. So I can click on this and move it out of the way. Can you guys see these little plus signs?
Yes.
Okay, notice these plus signs show up when you hover over a particular edge, not all of the edges, because on this side for both of these, that you can't add an artboard because there's not enough space to put one, right? But if you hover at the top or on the side or at the bottom of these, you will add an artboard. So let's add an artboard and show you how easy that is. So all you have to do is click, bam, and notice it created an artboard based off of the same size of the artboard that was selected. This was a selected artboard, so it created another artboard with the same dimension of the artboard that was selected. That's easier. Okay, and if I want to add another one at the bottom, see if I click right here, bam, it creates an artboard at the bottom. I'm going to do Control Z to undo that for right now. And I'm going to show you how to delete artboards as well. So naming artboard, a lot easier. Creating artboard, a lot easier. Okay, let's duplicate an artboard. Now, when I say artboard and the artwork. Okay, what we did just then, when we clicked on it, let me do it one more time. we created the artboard, but with no art on it, artwork on it, right? What if I wanted to duplicate, Control Z, what if I wanted to duplicate the artboard and the artwork, both of them? Well, if you hold on the Alt key or the Option key on the Mac, in most programs, the Alt or the Option key will duplicate an object. You know that, right? So I'm holding on the Alt key, and I'm gonna click on this. Not only will it duplicate the artboard, but any content on artwork that is on the artboard, it will duplicate. So when I click this, bam, notice it duplicated that content onto the new artboard and named it Corn Chop Copy. Okay, so I'm telling you, this is so much easier than it used to be in the past. You had to kind of do crazy stuff to do stuff. Okay, so what else can we do? We can draw artboard. You're not limited to using an existing artboard to create an artboard or create an artboard of the same dimension. You could just, and the key to working with the artboard is you need to have this artboard tool selected. Let me just deselect it to show you this. So if I have it deselected, notice I can't do anything, right? I can't do anything on the artboard. I can select these objects on it, but I can't select the artboard itself. Okay. If you're going to do anything with the artboard, you need to always make sure that this artboard icon right here is selected. Now that I have it selected, I can draw an artboard of any size I want just by clicking and dragging. Bam. Okay. I make that for a business card. You can make another one, maybe a newsletter, whatever. You just drag it out. How easy is
So
that?
basically, the artboard is the artwork that you're creating, and you can have one or more on your canvas. Is that
You
right?
can have hundreds. If I zoom out of this again, you can, you can put a boatload of those on this big canvas, right? So that's all the stuff you can do from just on the canvas. So again, you can rename it. You can duplicate it. Let's duplicate another one. Just the artboard. Or if you hold on the Control key, Option key, you can create a copy of it, a duplicate of it, or you can click and drag to draw out a custom, if you will, artboard. So you got a lot of option to creating an artboard or creating the artboard and its work or its artboard, or artwork rather. So that's with the artboard. Now let's go to the menu, which is another thing that they've changed about the artboard is, you had to kind of go to the panel and hunt and chase things down. Now you have a context sensitive menu that you can do things with. Now, we're not going to go over the obvious, right? You could cut, copy, and paste. Y'all know about that, for crying out loud, right? I don't have to go over that. You can undo the new artboard, the one I just created. If I did undo it, basically that's a Control Z, if you will. But what you can do is create a new artboard from the menu, just like we did with the plus sign. That's one thing you can do. You can duplicate an artboard from the menu. You can rename artboard. So if you click here, notice I get the option to, I'm going to call this AAUG artboard. What about that? Right, and I click OK. Bam. It renames. So you can rename it. You could delete it. You could generative expand. We'll talk about that later in one another discussion. Basically, if you have something on it, you can expand it out to the edges of the artboard. You can select all of the artboards. Let's say if you want to select all of them and move them around, you can use that option. Now, you can lock the artboard. You can lock either the selected artboard, which is in this case the one that I'm on right now, or you can lock all except the selected. So let's say I was wanting to work on this one, but I didn't want to jack up these, right? Well, I can select lock all except selected, or you can lock all. Now, typically you don't want to lock all because if you lock all, you can't edit it, right? But so you typically might use these two options: lock the selected one or lock all except the selected one. This is probably the most common thing you're going to do, right? So if I do a lock all except selected, all these other ones I can't do anything with. Closing.
Let me ask a
Because they lock
question.
down. But this one I can make whatever changes I want to. Now we don't have anything on it yet, but we'll see how to work with artwork on the artboard in a bit.
May I ask a question?
Yeah, you can.
If all of the artboards are unlocked and you do something like expand one of the artboards, will the other artboards be affected by that, or
No,
are they independent?
they're independent.
Okay, thank you.
They're all independent. And the only thing I found that was a little bit confusing to me was fit to artwork bounding box. I thought that was gonna, if I had artwork, it would fit it to, let's say,
The individual artboard.
yeah. So let me draw. Let me see if I can do this. This might work. Um, yeah, it's not gonna let me do it. Now, the problem is when you lock an artboard. Oh, well, they've changed it. So now you have unlock. So I'm going to do unlock all artboard. So they all are locked. So I'm going to do an unlock. Or you can unlock anyone individually. That wasn't up. That wasn't there initially, but it shows up once you lock them. So I'm going to do an unlock all artboard, or you can unlock individual one. Now later on, I'm going to show you in the art panel here where you can lock them as well. You just using that like you would in the layers panel in Photoshop and Illustrator. So you can lock the artboard as well as unlock them from the menu. Now, again, the unlock will not show up unless you have everything locked, right? Which kind of makes sense. Because I was wondering, where's that unlock feature? I thought they had deleted it, but in reality, if you lock everything, then it shows up. Let me just do that one more time to illustrate that again. So let's say, I'll right click on this and do lock all, right? Now they all locked. So now when I right click, I get this unlocked. So you're not going to get this unless you do, you lock them and then you can unlock them, or you can unlock individual ones. I'm going to unlock all of them just for the sake of argument. Okay, so what else can we do with the menu? Then you got to make sure when you click on it, you got to make sure it highlights in order to activate the artboard menu and not the regular editing menu. And then you can pull up the, by the way, another thing you can do is you can switch the orientation. A lot of time, you may have to go from what they call landscape to portrait or portrait to landscape, right? Depending upon the device type, right? So for example, right here, this is what we call portrait. If I want to go to landscape, I click on that, bam. And let me just move this so you can see it better. Control Z. And it's, I don't know why it's stuck on there. Let me undo that. Let me move this over first. And then I'm going to rotate it. So you could rotate the orientation with this switch. And then you also have this artboard option. Okay, and that pulls up the artboard option dialog box. And you can manipulate things on the artboard as far as the width, the height, and a lot of other features. You kind of play with that as well. Now, let's talk about. So we looked at it from the menu or the canvas. What you can do just by clicking on the buttons or just dragging out or holding on the Alt key, and then we looked at how to do it from the menu, what we call context sensitive menu. Well, let's look at it from this thing down at the bottom here. Okay. This is that generative field stuff, all this AI stuff, right? Anytime you see those little double stars or whatever, that's your clue that this is some type of AI. So if you wanted to create some artwork, and I'm not going to do this for the sake of time, but you can just click here and do generate vector or generate pattern for your artboard. So if you want to create a picture of a bird, you click here and type in bird, and then you put the bird on the artboard, right? Now, and so you could do vectors, or you could do a pattern. So if you want to have a pattern on your artboard, you could do that as well.
Just so you know,
Uh,
we're still not seeing the dialog box stuff.
do you see this? Do
We
you
see
see
that
my?
bar. We see that bar. We
Yeah.
see.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't have a dialog box coming up on this one.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw you moving your mouse right above there and saying a
Do,
word.
do you see generate vector and generate pattern?
No.
No,
Okay. Okay. When I clicked on this little double star, can you see me hovering over this double star?
yeah, I do see the double stars.
Okay. When I click on that, it has a pop-up menu with generate vector and generate pattern.
Click on rearrange, see if that helps any.
Okay. That was the next thing I was going to do. So what
Okay.
rearrange does is, let me get rid of a few of these just so you can see it better. Get rid of a couple of these, and let me see. Okay, I'm going to delete a few of these just to show you this better. Delete this artwork, and I'm going to delete this artboard rather. Now I got 5 artboards, right? Now, if I clicked on this, let me click on one of these. Make sure the artboard is selected. And you see this little option right here. This is what they call a rearrange. What this is going to do is allow you to rearrange your artboard. Let's look at that. So if I click on it, you get this dialog box. And can you guys see the dialog box?
No,
No.
Look at. That is weird. Well, anyway, I got this dialog box called rearrange, and it has option to see right now. It's kind of going from left to right, top to bottom, right? What if I want to arrange this in a straight line, horizontally or vertically? I'm gonna click on that option. So I'm gonna do I'm gonna arrange this where it goes all the way down, and that's the option. I'm clicking OK, and you see what it did? It arranged it going down. I could arrange it horizontally, vertically. So you have different options that you can arrange your artboard in. I'm gonna do Control Z to undo that. So that was the option on this menu right here. Now, again, another way to add artboard easily is just click on this button right there. Bam! It creates an artboard, again, based upon your current selection. This export the artboard. Now, we didn't talk about that. Let's look at how because this is something that I've never really, one of the reasons why I never used artboard, because I didn't know how to export stuff, right? So this is easier now. So if you click on this option, can you guys see me hovering over this
Yes.
icon? So I'm gonna click on that. Now, you don't see the dialog box, but I have an option to select, like this one and this one, and then I can click export artboard, and it's gonna export these 2 artboard, because those are the 2 that are selected. And they're showing all 5 of them, right? But I'm highlighting, selecting 2 of them, and it's going to select the ones, or export the ones that I have selected. And I don't know for the life of me why you guys not seeing my dialog boxes. That's totally weird. Okay, so that is using this, what they call contextual menu right here. So that's another way of, doing certain things within with the artboard. Let's scroll down and let me look at another. Let's see, that's the artboard, that's the menu, contextual menu. So let's look at the artboard panel. Okay, so can you guys see this panel right here?
Show us again.
This artboard panel over here to the side.
Yeah, but it's empty. But yes.
Can y'all see this panel right here?
Oh no.
Oh man. Well, let me see. Can y'all see it now?
No. I mean, I see your 7 artboards over there, but I don't see the panel.
Yeah, but you see the 7. You see
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so this is the artboard panel that I was referring to, and let me get rid of this one. So in this panel, the artboard panel, this would be like the layers panel, right? These are all the artboard that's on the stage. Well, again, you have the option similar to right here and in other places to rearrange your artboard. Again, you can't see that dialog
Is
box
that
there.
is the artwork like inside those artboards, or those like, like groups that the layers are inside, or do you know what I
Each
mean?
one of these is a separate artboard. Can you see me clicking on these and they
Yeah,
get
yeah,
highlighted on stage?
yeah. But let's say, what if I needed to change the text to say something else in artboard two, or whatever?
Yeah, it will change. Let me see if I want to rename this. Let me see if I can rename. If I double click, I'm gonna name this John's artboard. Okay. And I'm gonna hit the enter key and notice it renamed it on the stage.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying I want to change the artwork. So instead of saying back in stock, I wanted to say, out of stock or
Oh yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah. You can click on any one of these and update it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just text on top
But
of it.
where do those layer? I'm not, I don't ever use
That's
those.
in the layers panel. Okay,
Okay.
so if you go to the layers panel,
Okay, right. That's all still the same. Okay.
yeah, so
Just
that's
check.
on the layers
Okay.
panel. The artboard is just the think of the artboard as being a canvas what you paint on, right?
Right, right, right. And then
Now,
can we see what the like size is of the artboard? I mean, maybe I
yeah,
need.
you could go to the you can go to the option panel. You right click on this on one of these, and then do you see right here the width and the height?
Oh, no.
Oh well, yeah, because you
Yeah.
can't see the dialog box.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know why that
No
is.
worries.
Anyway, trust me, there's a dialog box that shows
Yeah.
up. That's
Oh,
not
I
simply
actually
so.
opened Illustrator. I was going to follow along with you, but I sat here and watched you, and I didn't do jack shit. And
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know why the dialog box is not showing up when I click on it. So anyway, let me tell you what else you can do with this artboard panel. Again, they got these options down at the bottom, like you can do, with the menu and with the contextual menu. You can rearrange. Now, what you can't do here is you can move the artboard up and down. So you see these arrows? Can you guys see these arrows at the bottom? So if I
yeah.
want to move an artboard up, I click on it and notice that one moved up from 6 to 5, 5 to 6, right? I can add an artboard right here, a new artboard. You see that one automatically got added. Or I can delete artboard. So it's selected. I'm click the delete icon and it deletes that artboard. So several different places you can manipulate the artboard. You can add artboard, delete artboard, rename artboard from the menu, from the contextual menu, from the panel. So pick your pill, whatever you're comfortable with. Now, one of the things that I didn't mention here, can you guys see this contextual menu right here?
Yeah, I can see that menu.
Okay,
Are
one of
you
the things
hearing?
that
Are you
neat
hearing
about
noises? I. I mean, I'm having difficulty hearing you now. There's some sort of static
yeah,
noise.
yeah, I'm hearing that myself. Where's that coming from? Can you hear me?
I can hear
Karen,
you.
can you hear me? Karen?
Maybe it's coming from Tom.
I'm sorry, I was saying there, I'm hearing background rumbling like somebody's rustling paper.
I don't know what that is.
Would everybody please mute themselves if they aren't talking?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we hear you, Cornelius.
Okay, so on this contextual panel, one of the things I forgot to mention is that they got this preset option right here. Can you see? Now, if I click on this, can y'all see that drop down box of all of the options? Can y'all see that?
Don't, I'm not sure. I don't think so.
You probably don't, because it's probably a menu.
No.
Anyway, it's a menu of all of the different types of, let me just give you some example of what's in this menu. Apple Watch, 41 millimeter. That would be the size of the artboard. You got ads for
Oh
mobile
wow, okay.
banner,
So it's
ads
everything.
for YouTube, NTSC DV. You know about that, John. Uh,
Okay.
so that there's an artboard size for different, like Facebook, Twitter, or
Yeah,
X.
I see it. I see it on my letter, legal, tabloid,
Right.
A4.
And so you have at least you got about 50 different artboard that you can choose from that preset.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Now, let's look at something that really excited me about the artboard. So we talked about, let's see, we did the contextual menu, we did it from the panel. Uh, Now let me talk about some things that really I thought was good. You can also manipulate the board from the top here. Let me zoom in on this a little bit better so you can see it better. I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna use my hand, my thing that's. So I'm gonna duplicate this. I'm gonna create another one right here. Bam. So and then so what you couldn't do in the past is color the artboard. Okay, what people did was they just added a triangle or whatever color or triangle, a gradient of whatever gradient they wanted on top of the artboard and then put the artwork on top of it. You guys tracking me?
Mm-hmm.
So now you can color the artboard. Now this is all new. Okay, so let me just show you this. I have this artboard selected. I can come up here in the color picker and choose red. Bam. Select this artboard, choose a color. Let's say red, green, because y'all know red, green, and blue. Y'all love those colors, right? Uh, and then I'm gonna obviously do, I'm gonna do blue, right? RGB. Okay, bam. Okay,
RGB. What are you talking about?
I'm just colorizing
Oh,
the
I'm
artboard.
just kidding.
If you don't know what RGB is, John, uh,
Yeah, right.
we in trouble, right?
Well, I just learned that uh something reveals and something conceals.
Right, black concealed, white revealed, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so anyway, now you can colorize the artboard. How cool is that? That is cool. And then up here you can also change the orientation. Let me move this over a little bit so it doesn't. Uh, so when I click on that, look at that. I can just flip the orientation to horizontal, landscape versus portrait. I can go white, black, or transparent, or which is a default, or custom. Meaning I can change whatever color I want. Let's do another color. Let's do that color. Well, that was black. Oh, cancel out of that. So anyway, you could change the color of the artboard from this menu. This is what they call a tool option menu, right? So when you select a tool, these are the options for that tool. So again, another place you can go in, and again, you have the rearrange thing up at the top here, but again, you can't see my dialog box when I click on that. John, when you click, can you click on that one to see that dialog box on your computer? And then you can align artboards and all that fun stuff up here as well. Now let's talk about some things that basically we just talked about the artboard itself. But what about the artwork that you put on the artboard? So we're going to close out with that. So let's look at a couple of things that really got me excited, and that is let's just add some artwork onto one of these artboards. So I got this little star tool that's selected, and I'm gonna draw. Can you guys see that star I'm drawing? Can you see that white
Yes,
star right there?
yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And by the way, this is that remember that new feature? I love that feature right there.
Explain how it works, what you're doing for those who
I'm
missed
clicking on this
that.
little arrow right here. We did
Yeah,
this a couple months ago. Remember, you can manipulate this as manipulate the shape.
and it adds how many points are on the
Right.
star.
And you could do that in the past with Illustrator, but now they got it where you have a little.
I see you doing it in the bottom left corner of
Right.
this
Yeah, there's a
thing.
little
Do
arrow,
the
double
other do
arrow
the
down.
other lines do different things to the
Yeah,
object?
yeah. This one, if you click on this one, it blows it, right?
Uh-huh.
If you click on this one, it around the corners, the
Wow.
edges. So yeah, we talked about that a couple months ago, if you recall. And then if you click on this one, again, that round the edges. If you click on this one, it. So you can get fancy, just by pulling on those different handles, if you will. So anyway, let's say you got some artwork, and I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. Oh,
You can stretch it.
yeah, but because I got it kind of sideways, there, it's kind of gone crazy. So what the point I want to make is that what if you got an artwork and you want to match the art board to the artwork? Okay, that used to be a challenge in the past. Now watch how easy this is. This is the thing that turned me on to the artboard. Is that now all you have to do? Make sure you have the artboard tool selected. If you double click on the object, make sure they group on the artboard. It's gonna well, let's just do it because something's best explained not through explanation but through demonstration, right? Watch what happens when I double click on this object right here, right? So watch, double click on it. Well, why it's not working?
Well, I see it selected.
Yeah, that's because I create. Let me undo that.
It was interesting to me that when you pulled it off the artboard, it was a rectangle.
Yeah, that's because it created another artboard. Let me hold on just a sec. Double click on the artwork to fit. So I'm gonna double click on this now. Watch what happens when I double click on this. Oh, it's still not working. So for some reason, back up a couple layers. Let me see. Do I have that selected? I wonder if it's. Nope. Why is that not working? Oh, there we go. Okay. So if I double click on the object, it resized the artboard to fix the bounding box of that object. How cool is that?
Yes.
That's cool. Okay. Now let me show you something else. What if you had an object though? Let's do it again. I got this big star right here. Now this star is not on an artboard, right? What if I wanted to put that star on an artboard without much fuss?
You could do it, right?
Huh?
I'm guessing you can do it.
I can, but I don't have to create the artboard to do that. If I use the art tool, right, and if I click on the artwork, and I probably need, let me change the color of this because I think the artboard is going to be white. So let me just change this first so you can see it better and get that out of the way. Okay, so I got this red star. Can you guys see that? Now, I'm on the artboard too. Watch what happens when I click on this. I'm a single click. Bam. It created an artboard behind the artwork. How cool is that? So those are the two features that excited me the most. One, the ability to trim the artboard to the artwork, or if you have a artwork, you can create an artboard behind it. Okay, back in the old days, a year ago, that was impossible to do. So those two features right there turned me on big time. Now, one other thing I forgot to mention, I said that was going to be it, but what if you wanted to rename all the artboard without much fuss? Well, look over here. You see, can you guys see all of my artboard? I got all kind of crazy names over here.
10 of them.
Can you guys see that?
We see them.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shift click to select all of them, and then I'm gonna come over to this menu and do rename, and I'm gonna give it a name of Karen, right? So can you guys? And this is a dialog box that came up. Okay, artboard option with a name field, and I'm typing in Karen, and I'm gonna click OK. Watch what happens to all of these artboard right here. I'm gonna click OK. Bam. You see how I gave you?
It just grouped them together.
No, it's not grouped. It rename them each one of them.
Yeah, just increment it
and then
automatically.
it add the numbers automatically.
Yeah.
Is that cool or not?
Yeah,
Oh, I love that kind of stuff.
especially
Okay,
since
and
you named
then
them after me.
yeah, what was that?
I said especially because you named them after me.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
and
wish
then you can
Adobe
also
had.
I don't know why they did this, but it's not obvious that you can lock the artboard right here. So
Ooh,
I don't know
nice.
why they should have this dimmed out or whatever, but it's not obvious that you can lock these too from here. Maybe need to change that because that is not obvious that you can lock those artboards from there.
Oh, right. Yeah, there's
Um,
no heading or anything
yeah,
that.
there's no heading or anything up, yeah, and you may overlook at it just looking at it, right? I didn't, it's not, isn't there's no affordance, if you will, that I can click on this and lock these, right? I mean, again, there need to be a little lock up here. And this may need to have a number, a lock, the name, and whatever these icon represents, right? But they need to have put a header on this table, as it were, for accessibility reasons, to do that. So this is now this, a lot of these things you couldn't do a year ago. You couldn't automatically rename them easily, automatically duplicate copy just the artboard, or hold on the Alt key, and that one is locked. I got so
I'm
you got it. No,
wondering,
you can't do
these
anything
are,
until you unlock it.
it's 2026, and I'm wondering, did all these features come out when 2026 was released, or are they adding individual things as week by week?
And I don't know if it's week by week, but every 3 months they either add stuff or they refine stuff.
Hmm.
So about every 3 months. And by the way,
And how do you learn what they've done? You just get on the Adobe email list for Illustrator?
no, you need to go to. Let me see if I can open this up for you. You need to go to Creative Cloud. What is it called?
Creative Cloud?
Yeah, Creative Cloud. And you got this. You have to have download the beta version. This is Adobe.
Ah,
So I have
okay.
both versions on my computer. I
Hmm.
have the 2026 version, and then I have the 2026 beta version, right? Because the beta version has all the good stuff in it that hasn't been released to the general public just yet. So anyway, those are all the things you can do with Artboard. Again, you could do it from the canvas. You could do it from this menu up here. You could do it from this context sensitive menu with AI stuff built in. You could do it from the art panel, uh, or you could do right click and do it from that menu. So there's what? How many ways? Count the ways, right? A little song or something, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ways you can get to stuff. Okay. um, the thing that I'm excited about, the fact is you can change the artboard color, you can change the name, you can easily duplicate it or copy it. You can match the artboard to the artwork or vice versa. Um, and then you can rename them all in a flash. Okay. And these two I just created, so they obviously didn't get included in that new name,
Very
right?
impressive.
So
Cornelius,
anyway,
I'm
those are
wondering,
everything you can do with artwork, artboard rather, that you couldn't do in the past.
if you might be able to, if it be worth the bother of re-recording just demonstration of the dialog boxes that we can't see. And I don't know if you or John might cut it into the video of
Yeah,
what's.
that'd be kind of hard to do, I think. What I'd do is next month I'm gonna do it just well, I don't know if that's gonna work either. I don't know why.
Let's test it before you demo again.
Right. Yeah, I don't know why the dialogue boxes
And
are not.
maybe even just a
I'm what,
screenshot of
let me
the
do
missing
this.
dialog box.
Before y'all go, let me do one thing. Let me open up just the right. See, this is Creative Cloud, right? Can you guys see that? See this dialogue? I mean, it's
No,
or maybe because I need to. Let me do. Share.
yeah,
I had the Creative Cloud window open, but you guys don't see it though, right?
not at all.
Yeah. That is weird. Let me do something real quick. What am I looking for? I'm trying to. Where is it at? Maybe behind it. Let me see. Nope. I don't know. I might have to play around with it some, I guess.
Well, maybe we can test it before next time. Are
Yeah, we need to. Yeah, we need to do that.
still
So,
recording?
yeah,
Yes,
can
it
you
is
stop?
recording now.
Yeah, you want to stop the recording?
Sure. Okay, well, thank you all very much, and this will wrap up tonight's meeting, and we will be back on the second Thursday of April. I will not be here, but the guys will lead the meeting.
Cool.